We need the media. But ladies and gentlemen, it's over. It's over. I'm really sorry. We will not be able to rescue these people because they don't have the character to be rescued. The media has to be interested at some point because they have a shred of moral decency in telling you the truth. You can't rescue repentant liars in the media. You can't. It's over. And what worries me about this is the only solution is to grow our side of the media equation to get the stories out. We're doing a good job and we may get there. But rescuing Fusion Kendallanian, rescuing Maggie Haberman and George Costanza at CNN and all of these clown shows, whatever, Brooke Baldwin, whatever the other, that Rachel Moscow Maddow, rescuing them is impossible. They don't have any dignity. We have to build our side of the equation and tell people the truth. What happens when we don't? Well, Mary Anastasia O'Grady, who does a great column at the Wall Street Journal, she traditionally focuses on Latin American politics. She has a great piece this morning, and it should serve as a cautionary tale and a warning sign for everyone about how dangerous this can be when the media totally goes in the tank for socialist tyrants. You may say, why would that happen? The media will find themselves in jail later too. They're too stupid to figure this out. Here's the piece if you think I'm messing with you. How free speech dies. Wall Street Journal. Hyper-intolerance is a familiar path to tyranny throughout Latin America. They're talking about hyper-intolerance to opposing ideas, kind of reminiscent of the idea that we should be intolerant in the media to Hunter Biden and the Biden crime family's activity overseas. We should lie about it to protect them. What happens when the media does that? Well, here's a screenshot from the piece because this has happened throughout history in Latin America, Cuba, Venezuela, and elsewhere, where the media has gone in the tank for socialist tyrants like Joe Biden and others. And what's happened? Well, let me quote her piece because this is a warning sign, ladies and gentlemen. Listen very, very closely about the path we're going down now, and you'll see why I'm so worried about the media and losing the media in this country to falsehoods and gaslighting. Quote, O'Grady, Wall Street Journal. Castro understood that free speech wouldn't fly in the police state that he envisioned. But in his first months in power, Castro continued to pay lip service to democracy and knew better than to march into newsrooms with bayonets and jackboots. He didn't need to. At Castro's disposal were useful journalists, ready to do his dirty work by attacking their own colleagues. Gee, kind of sounds like losers in the media attacking the New York Post for publishing that Hunter Biden story. Oh, no. It quote goes on. Carlos Ripple's 1985 book, quote, Harnessing the Intellectuals, documents this Castro story. On December 26, 1959, the Provincial Association of Journalists of Havana, quote, agreed to impose on all periodicals the obligation to include in the form of clarifications or footnotes, sounds kind of like fact checks today, criticisms of editorials or news items that were not in accord with the official government line. Holy Moses, ladies and gentlemen, kind of sounds like what's happening now. Added editorials, fake fact checks on content. It kind of sounds like what Castro was doing, demanding that editorials that criticize Castro have little footnotes on them. Sounds like the fact check routine now, right? Weird. Folks, we're going down a dangerous path. You have 1 week to change this. Donald Trump is the bull in the small C China shop. And this China shop is full of broken China, and everybody knows it. They've been ripping people off for years. Trump goes in there, a 2-ton bull, and is tearing the whole thing up, forcing this China shop to rebuild with actual China.
You just heard Dan Bongino.